Hi, I'm Ginny McArthur. I'm a nutritionist, fitness trainer, and life coach, and I am obsessed with helping midlife and mature women lose weight, gain energy, and age with strength, confidence, and just a little bit of badassery for good measure. Today, we're talking about how 12 weeks can turn your body into a fat burning machine. During and after the hormonal shifts of menopause, our bodies can stop utilizing our own fat stores for energy. It's like the fat gets locked in. You may notice that your body composition changes. And even if you're eating the same and doing the same amount of exercise, and even if your weight hasn't changed, you may notice that you become softer and fuller through your middle, thicker through your waist, and weight loss just feels harder. Fat is hard to shift. If you make changes to your lifestyle, can you really turn your stubborn, apparently slowing, mature metabolism into a fat burning machine? Yes, you absolutely can. But it requires changing your habits. And unfortunately, it also requires the C word, consistency. Consistency is key, and it matters even more now than it did when we were younger if we want results and we want to rev up our metabolism and burn that stored fat for energy. Many of my clients have been stuck in that same place for months or years, and it's so frustrating. Or worse, they may have been slowly gaining visceral fat. Now, remember, visceral fat is that stuff that sits around your heart and your lungs and your internal organs. And that's the stuff that has a huge impact on our health and our energy levels as we age. Take Charlene, for instance. She's one of my clients who um, she'd gained about 20 kilos over 5 years. And she had tried everything, including keto, intermittent fasting, carnivore, 5-2, which I guess is intermittent fasting, paleo, Saxenda, which is one of the new weight loss drugs. But apart from losing 3 or 4 kilos, which she then regained every time, she was exasperated and exhausted. She was not willing to starve herself or do more exercise in order to slim down. In fact, as I told her, she'd probably reached a point where those two things would be detrimental to both her fat loss and her metabolism. In fact, in my program, she ended up eating more and exercising less to get results. That's the kind of thing I love to do for my clients. Her major motivation was to lose the matronly look and fit back into her beautiful premenopause clothes. Like, we don't want to be 20 again, do we, girls? Well, maybe some of you do. I don't want to be 20 again, but I want to be able to have a nice wardrobe and look good in what I choose to wear. We all want a quick fix, but I asked Charlene how she wanted her life to look in 12 months' time. And she stopped and thought hard about it. And her answer was that she wanted more energy and she wanted her zest for life back. She wanted her waist back. She wanted less bloating. And she wanted more time to do the stuff that she loves, like getting outside in nature. She's a girl after my own heart, having play dates with her grandchildren and weekends away with her daughters. And at the moment, she didn't feel like she had the will or the energy to do any of those things. So we set about making her a plan. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to unpack how long it takes to make new habits stick and how long it takes to retrain your body to burn your own body fat as fuel. If you know me, you know that one of my favorite sayings comes from Robin Sharma. And it is that all change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, but beautiful at the end. And when it comes to changing habits, it's not about motivation, it is about discipline. So, yeah, it is hard. And it's about repetition. And it's about tracking. And it's about picking the low hanging fruit, like pick the easy stuff first. If you want some help to do that, go back to episode 5, where I talk about the habit tracker that we use as part of our programs at Outlook for Life. So the first couple of weeks of any change can be hard because they require that discipline. Then around weeks 2 or 3, resistance to change starts to ease. Weeks 6 to 10, your new behaviors start to feel automatic. And by 90 days, which is around that 12-week mark, you can expect a true identity change. Now, this won't last forever. You have to keep working at it. Like I said, there's no quick fix. It all requires work. But what I mean by an identity change is that you can say to yourself confidently, I am a woman who, and then whatever the thing is. So it could be, I am a woman who eats breakfast every day, or I am a woman who walks every morning. The new habits just become part of your identity, right? They become part of who you are and what you do, like being a woman who takes a shower and brushes her teeth every morning, right? It just becomes second nature. Physiologically, what's happening is that in the first 2 weeks, by switching to more whole foods and drinking more water, you're going to drop fluid and reduce bloating. This will result, or normally results, in an early drop on the scales, a lot of which will be water weight. Your energy at this point can go either way. Like some of my clients, within the first 2 weeks, start to feel amazing. They tell me that they've got more energy, their mind feels clearer, that brain fog has gone. But then I have other clients who really struggle with withdrawal, both physical and psychological. They feel tired. They feel a little bit weepy because they've been using food as a crutch. And so, it can go either way. You can feel amazing or you can feel bleh. In weeks 3 to 6, you can expect that withdrawal to have gone. You can expect your insulin sensitivity to improve. So your blood sugars stabilize, and this has the effect of dropping your food cravings and urges and releasing more energy. So around this time, your body starts to access fat as a fuel because you've stabilized your blood sugars, you've reduced your insulin, so your body can use those free fatty acids in the bloodstream for energy. When that happens, your energy levels increase and your brain fog will start to ease and everything just starts to feel easier. So you've got the energy to exercise, you've got more confidence and maybe more hope in that future vision of how you're going to be in 12 months' time. Weeks 7 to 12 are when visible changes usually occur. A real drop in body fat becomes quite visible. You've got 2 energy systems working for you, and now this way of life just starts to feel totally sustainable. With Charlene, she didn't just go on Ginny's diet, because if you go on Ginny's diet, blinkers on 100%, when you come off Ginny's diet, you'll end up back where you started again. We worked together on a sustainable approach that fitted her lifestyle. Because she was exhausted, I actually initially reduced her exercise while she worked on changing her eating habits. We increased her water, we increased her protein, and we reduced her carbohydrate intake at night. Then, once we'd got those habits in there tight, we got her tracking her steps. Then we added a 30-minute walk in the morning. So she got that morning light on her retina, and that was daily. And then only after that was really habit, and she was sustained with her food choices and planning her food ahead. Then we put in strength training, And then very last, we put in some short bursts of high intensity interval training. So, what are the 5 things that you really need to work on when you're changing these habits? So without working on with you one-on-one, these are the general 5 that we work on within the program. Fiber is incredibly important. So you have to be prepared to swap your processed white carbohydrates, which give you those blood sugars high and then dip, for high fiber, low glycemic carbohydrates that stabilize your blood sugars. You need to keep your carbohydrates down at night to teach your body to burn fat as a fuel again, because it's much easier to get that process going overnight. Most people need to increase their protein. If you're not sure how much protein, go back and listen to episode 3, where I talk about that. Most people need to increase their water intake. Really important, your pee it'll be dark first thing in the morning, should be clear by midday, should stay clear through the afternoon. You then can gradually increase your movement, but not so much that it creates more stress and more cortisol. So there's a level here. While you're basically reducing calories and changing your food, you don't want to overload yourself with too much exercise, because you've got to get into a good routine also with your sleep and managing that stress. So you need to learn what sleep hygiene is and how that works best for you, and then how to manage the stress in your life by managing your mind. Or mastering your mind. Manage it first, then master it. To incorporate these 5 things into your life, it's not about motivation or willpower, but it's time spent in the new behavior. So as I said before, when you spent enough time in that new behavior pattern, it will start to become part of who you are if you tackle these things in the right order, and if you don't take on too much too soon, so that you can confidently say, I am a woman who plans her food ahead daily. I am a woman who walks every morning. I am a woman who drinks 2 to 3 liters of water every day. After 12 weeks, Charlene had lost 9 kilos. She stayed in the membership, and a year later, she has lost that dreaded 20 kilos. She's got her mojo back. She fits into her clothes, and like we do, she's bought herself a whole lot of new clothes for her new shape, her new size too. She's created time for herself by setting boundaries. She tells me that she not only has her life back, but she feels like a new woman. Remember, every cell of who you are can only come from what you choose to eat. And we are making 3.8 million new cells a second. And those new cells can only be made from what we choose to put into our body. So where do you think your energy and your mojo comes from? It can only come from good nutrition choices. And that doesn't mean you can't throw in the odd cookie time cookie, but it's the odd cookie time cookie, not a daily cookie time cookie. So how would you like your life to look in 12 months' time? Reply, I'd love to know. Can you commit to the 12 weeks it takes to reset your habits and teach your body how to burn your body fat as fuel again? If you can, join me and lose 6 to 10 kilos in the first 12 weeks of your journey. I'll put the link in the show notes. More importantly, let's create together a sustainable lifetime with habits that create a new trajectory for your life, so you can become a new woman too. If you're a mature woman who needs support with food, movement, mindset, you can join us now by clicking the link in the show notes. Join me for 12 weeks. See how different your life can look in 12 months' time. As always, have a happy, healthy week Love to hear from you. So please comment below. Please share this podcast if you find it useful. Please subscribe if you haven't. You can listen here. You can listen through the website. You can listen in Spotify. You can listen in iPodcasts. What's they called? Apple Podcasts. Next week, we're going to talk about why mature women need to keep eating carbohydrates, in my opinion, and what are the magic carbohydrates for us at this stage in our lives. Have a happy, healthy week. See you next week. Bye now.